Welcome back to the Give Back Girls podcast. I'm Anita Cunningham.
And I'm Toria McFadden.
Today, Toria and I have the pleasure to talk with Cleet Winkleman, the president and CEO, and Sam Guillory, the VP of Development and Public Relations of the Babyfold. Cleet and Sam, welcome to the Give Back Girls.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
If I'm doing my math right, the Babyfold has been around 123 years. I imagine all that time there's been quite a few changes. Can you tell us a little bit about the Babyfold's history and how that's evolved to its current mission?
Absolutely. So when you have an agency that's been around as long as the Babyfold, there has been a lot of changes. I always like to say the one thing that remains consistent is change. Believe it or not, if you go all the way back to 1902, nearly 125 years now, we started as an orphanage for orphaned and abandoned children. This was the time of the orphan trains. So children traveled across the United States on these trains, and how adoption worked was you would go out and figure out what kids you wanted to take home. Those kiddos that continued to get back on the train wound up in little old Normal, Illinois, where the deacons who were here opened their arms wide and said, "Welcome to the fold." So we started off taking in orphan and abandoned children from across the country, but our own backyard too. So really started as an orphanage, just from one woman's dream, as one girl to another, one give back girl to another. I love that we started with one woman who came here to give her kids a better education by sending them to ISU, and who left her house. That's how the Babyfold started. She left her house to be used to active and retired deaconesses. We went through the Great Depression, the First World War. Here we are, over 120 years later, and we are still going strong.
Sam, where's that house located?
That house is actually located in Uptown Normal. It's
Really?
on North Street.
Wow.
I bet there's your fun fact for
So
the
we've
day.
passed it by many times and had no idea.
It's a
That's
parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. When I went to ISU, go Redbirds, I got my books from what was known as the Alamo back then.
Yeah, sure.
Redbird Spirit Shop today. Parking lot of the Alamo.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
You're looking
Yeah.
at the Babyfold's
Little
very
trivia.
first campus.
Okay.
Can you believe it?
Wow.
But when you drive past Willow and Linden, where we are today, we've been there since 1910. Another very historic campus, which was the childhood home of Mrs. Charles Walgreens, the founder of the Walgreens Empire.
What?
Give me,
Full of fun facts.
give me any topic, we'll relate it back to the Babyfold.
This is fantastic. We're providing a podcast and a scavenger hunt
That's
for
right.
Bloomington-Normal. This is wonderful.
There's so many options.
I love it. What a fantastic history. As I was looking at the website in preparation for our conversation today, I saw that you have 5 service areas. And I'm guessing with all this history, obviously needs evolve over time and things change. What are the 5 areas of service that you provide? And can you talk a little bit about what need each one of those addresses?
Sure, I can do that. So I think one of the areas that we're most known for is Hammett School, named after one of our former superintendents who was with us for almost 40 years, Reverend Bill Hammett. We operate 2 Hammett schools, one at the corner of Willow and Linden, and then one over at the old Soldier and Sailor place on Oglesby. So Hammett schools are really designed, they're what's called a non-public special ed facility. So kids are actually bused to Hammett School every day from across central Illinois, as far away as an hour, by public schools who are unable to meet those children's needs. And those children, K through 12, are there. A lot of them are on the autism spectrum disorder. Some are dealing with emotional and behavioral issues and mental health issues. So Hammett School really is designed to meet the needs of about 110 kids that come to us every day from those communities.
And that's between both campuses?
Both campuses,
Awesome.
yeah. Both campuses are K through 12. So the other area in academics is our community school work. So we are co-located in 2 Unit 5 schools here in Bloomington-Normal. And those 2 schools are Fairview and Cedar Ridge, both Unit 5 normal school here in our community. And what we do is we provide the work so that teachers can focus on education. So we're dealing with all what I call social determinants of health, food instability, housing, employment readiness, substance abuse by parents. We're dealing with all those needs so that teachers don't have to deal with that. And we also know that kids that are dealing with that at home aren't ready to be educated. So the more that we can engage with those family units and really be a part of that family to address those, the kids are ready to learn. And so we do that, and we've got about 6-7 staff between the two schools that we're doing that with, and it's really, really showing very positive results. It's a nationwide effort to bring community schools to local school districts. Right now we're in 2, hope to expand as time goes on. So that's our academic services. Then really where it all begins is on the front end, early childhood services. So we've got a program called Healthy Start. Healthy Start is really for moms who are at high risk, and we really engage with those moms when they become pregnant with doula services in their 3rd trimester. And then we follow them through birth with doula services, and then up to the age of 5, we have home visitors that go in there and work with those moms to really address developmental issues, immunization, well checks, appropriate developmental milestones, and really support the family unit in that effort. So it's really designed to bring stability to that family system. And it shows it's really where the work really should begin at that very early age. In addition to that, in early childhood, we do Caregiver Connection. Now, this is a really interesting program. It's going to take me a while to talk about all these. You're looking at me like, well, how long is this going to go?
Counting on my fingers.
Okay. Caregiver Connections, our client is truly the daycare centers. So what we do with 6 therapists across 24 counties in central Illinois, we go into these daycare centers and we provide support services and training and education to the teachers that are in those facilities so that kids that are at the risk of being kicked out of daycare aren't kicked out. So we're really addressing those kids that have high needs because we know what spiral effect when a child gets kicked out of daycare. Somebody has to quit their job, stay home with the child, and it just is a spiral downhill for that family unit. So Caregiver Connections is a wonderful program.
It's really cool.
Yeah. And then we've got intervention services. So intervention services consists of really 3 key areas. Foster care. I think we all know what foster care is, right? Always a need for foster parents. So if anybody listening to this is interested in fostering, please reach out. We need foster parents. There's about 15,000 children in the state that are in need of foster care placement.
15,000.
15,000. And that number is much lower than it was many years ago.
That's just in the state of Illinois.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And when I started this work, there were 70,000 kids in the child welfare system.
Oh, my goodness.
nice.
Today, that number's about 20.
Wow.
So foster care. And then Intact, which really is a step before foster care. It's really designed when a family comes to the attention of the Department of Children and Family Services. Intact Services is designed to keep that family intact. So they really they make the referral to us. We wrap services around that family to really stabilize and prevent the removal of children, because we know the best thing for children is to remain at home with their parents. That is the key. So that's Intact. And then funded by the McLean County government here locally, we have an IFSS program. It's Intensive Family Support Services. And it's really funded by the federal government, who then funds McLean County, and we're a subcontractor. It's really designed to catch kids that fall between the cracks when they don't meet the needs of any real program. So it's really designed for those children.
The ones on the edges.
On the edges. And we know that there are many, many kids out there that do that, fall into that category. And then we get into the post-adoption side. So for years, the Baby Fold was an agency that provided adoption services. We no longer provide adoption services, but we still support families that have adopted kids. And how we do that is twofold. One, throughout 26 counties in central Illinois, we've got about 30 family therapists stationed either in Urbana, Springfield, or here in Normal, and they're reaching out to these families who have adopted a child through the child welfare system. And we are going into those homes to support that family so that that child does not disrupt from that family. We're really working to help integrate that child into that family system.
And the neat thing is you don't have to be adopted from the Baby Fold to benefit from post-adoption services. You could have been adopted from another agency or even across the country, and this is still something you can benefit from.
Yeah, again, you've adopted a child, you reach out, we can be there to support you if you are in our catchment area.
That's tremendous.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so that's adoption support and preservation. Then the cool thing is for parents who have adopted, we have a respite care program, which we use East Bay Camp out at Lake Bloomington. Sure. So over the course of the fall and winter months, kids can come out for a true weekend and have a camping experience. And parents have a little bit of respite time, a break, right? And we're providing some services, therapeutic services. We're using trust-based intervention therapy, TBRI, which is really about developing relationships with one another. That's really the underpinning of the work we're doing there. And it's really an opportunity for kids who have been adopted, such as myself, to be able to learn that there's other people out there in this world that have been adopted as well. And to see them light up when they realize they're not the only one on the planet that's been adopted, that relationship really blossoms. So it's really cool. And you can imagine how the parents feel about just having a couple days to do some R&R, right?
I mean, especially those single parent households where they don't get a break ever.
Right. And then should you have been adopted by the Baby Fold, we keep all those records. And if you are interested in reuniting or finding out more about your history of your birth family, we support that too through our post-legal adoption work. So we've got probably 80 years of adoption files that, and we constantly get people that call and want to know more about their history, similar to what I did. I was not adopted through the Baby Fold, but I was adopted locally out of Peoria. So that's our post-adoption services area of our organization. And last but not least, I'll wrap it up, is our training and consultation area. So we have just amazing talent of staff. And we feel that it's our obligation to this community to bring our expertise to the community and help others learn the skills around trauma, around mental health. And so we have a training center on West Market Street, our center of excellence. And we are constantly providing training services for not just people here in Bloomington-Normal, but statewide. Our ASAP program hosts training there, and they'll bring in a national trainer from the East Coast, and we'll have 40 people there for 3 or 4 days going through training. So that's our training and consultation. In addition to the training, we also go out to school districts and help support school districts to really prevent kids from having to come to Hammett School. We can't take every kid that's referred, right? So we want to be able to support schools and build their competency so that they can remain in their home community and not have to be bused to Hammett School on a daily basis. So it's really a full continuum of services that really supports children and families, not only here in McLean County, but throughout central Illinois.
Absolutely. So in summary, it sounds like you have a little bit of everything for everyone.
That's right.
Yes, I wouldn't say everything, but I would say that we are addressing some very key core issues that are much needed. And, you ask about our evolution and our history. We're meeting community needs. What we're doing today was not what we were doing 20 years ago, and might not be what we're doing 20 years in the future. I mean, we've got grand plans of things we're looking at doing with our new strategic plan. And so it's really about helping our community, whether that be right here in our own backyard in McLean County, or whether that be, Effingham or up in LaSalle or whatever that need is. We're going to look and see if we can support that somehow in some way.
That's
wonderful.
great.
When it comes to an organization that's been around for as long as the Baby Fold, the one thing that remains consistent is evolution. The Baby Fold has been evolving for nearly 125 years to meet the emerging needs of the community, and will continue to for 125 more. We've been there, and we will continue to be there for the kids and families in McLean County and beyond.
That's awesome. I mean, I've been a lifelong resident of McLean County. I think I've shared this on the podcast before, and I've probably driven by Hammett School a million times. And when I think of the Baby Fold, that's what I think of. And
Willow and Linden?
Willow and
Yeah.
Linden. And so hearing all of the comprehensive programs that you all have developed to meet the community where they are at this point in time is just wonderful. Really, really cool.
Yeah. Having said that, like if I'm thinking of any of those programs and people that I think would benefit from them, I mean, whether it's in the school or whether it's in the community, how would they go about getting connected to one?
Yeah, sure. So it's a difficult question to answer because there's so many criteria around every program. I don't want to walk through that. What I could tell you is if somebody has questions and thinks that maybe the Baby Fold could help them or their family or their children, then we would encourage you to call us. Call us at 309-452-1170 or reach out to Sam and her team at Public Relations at thebabyfold.org. And we'll connect you with the people that really can go deeper into those questions. But because every one of these programs has such a different level of need and, admission criteria, it's really hard to say. But I can tell you, I'm sure we can do things for families when they have a need.
All right, so the Baby Fold has a big fundraiser coming up in November.
We do?
And it is one that so many people in our community, myself included, absolutely love. And many people have turned it into a family tradition. And that's the Festival of Trees. This year's festival is back out at the Interstate, November 20th through the 22nd. Sam and Clete, for maybe anybody who hasn't attended the festival, first of all, what are you guys doing? But secondly, can you tell them what they can expect? And is there anything new this year for people, for repeat attendees like myself?
Absolutely. I love talking about the Baby Fold's Festival Trees because it's hard to imagine. We are already in the 32nd annual year of this event. So to have a fundraiser going on that long just shows our amazing commitment with our community. And for anyone who hasn't been to the Baby Fold's Festival of Trees and is wondering what's happening, I say it's a giant Christmas explosion. Don't come out if you don't want to have a good time, if you don't want to feel holly and jolly and warm and bright, because you're going to have all the taste, smells, and sights of the holidays all around you. And you can do it eating, enjoying, feeling good about it, because for one thing, holiday calories don't count.
Obviously.
But
Thank goodness.
everything is supporting local kids and families right here in your own backyard. So whether you're purchasing an admission ticket, whether you're bidding on an adorable gingerbread house, or you're just enjoying a warm cup of hot cocoa along with a cookie, you know that 100% of proceeds are supporting the children and families who rely on the Baby Fold. So it's a giant Christmas celebration, a giant fundraiser to support the Baby Fold. And I love talking about what's new this year. And girls, get back. You guys are lucky. This is the first time we're talking about it publicly.
Ooh,
I know.
breaking
news. And we have...
Are you really supposed to talk about this?
I
I don't know. Is this a secret? Let's
Not
hear
anymore.
it.
Ooh,
Let's
I
hear
like it. Pins and needles.
What is brand new for this year is we're throwing a party. A big party. We are hosting an opening night gala.
Oh, we love galas.
Right?
We do love galas.
Like, get in the back of your closet, find that dress, or get on Amazon like me. And we are opening up Festival of Trees with an exclusive gala, exclusive event Thursday night. So Thursday, November 20th, opening night gala. You're going to have an exclusive VIP preview of the Festival of Trees. Imagine seeing it untouched. And you're going to have complimentary 360 photo booth, VIP access, and food is provided by Rob Dobbs. And who doesn't love some Rob Dobbs
That's right.
restaurant and bar? So we're going to have really fun, exciting evening, some special events happening that night only, live entertainment. Obviously, everything's for a good cause. Tickets for the Baby Folds Festival Trees Gala are $120 for an individual, or you can go ahead and invite your girlfriends and get out there, get a table of 8 for $900 and save a little bit of extra cash that way. But you can go out, you can have a good time, and know that you're doing good because you're supporting our community, you're supporting those who need it out, and making magical Christmas memories with your friends and your family.
That's amazing.
And don't those tickets go a little further too, with general admission the
That's
rest of
right.
the weekend?
And for our gala that's brand new, you're not just getting admission to that night only, which is amazing in and of itself, but for our gala tickets, you also get free general admission throughout the entire weekend.
Okay.
Nice.
So get a babysitter Thursday night, okay? Get a babysitter Thursday. You can do your hair and makeup, go out and have a nice adults-only night on Thursday, and then go back home and grab the kiddos. Bring the kiddos out on Friday night for Avanti's family night, or Saturday night, which leads us into our next brand new offering for this year. I told you guys have so much, so
very
many new
exciting.
exciting,
I love this.
so much new
Scoop.
things. So for Saturday night this year, we are introducing a family dance party.
Oh.
Fun.
Yes, come out, be ready to have fun. We are bringing a award-winning children's entertainer. Julie Kay is going to come out, put on a kids performance. You're going to have exclusive little bites, appetizers, and desserts, again from Rob Dobbs. And I promise you, your kids are going to be worn out and tired. They're going to be dancing. You're going to take them home, and they're going to sleep very well that night. So
Sounds
we
like a
have-
disco.
Exactly. Special events happening all weekend long. And if you're not interested in one of our special events, well, then you know what? You can just get a general admission ticket at the door or online at festivetrees.org and come in and take in all the trees. You can expect hundreds of custom created Christmas trees of all shapes, sizes, and colors, and holiday decor as well. So it's really holiday fun and memories for the entire family. And people always ask me, Sam, when's the Festival of Trees? Take it from a pro. The easiest thing to remember, the weekend before Thanksgiving. That's all you need to remember. The weekend before Thanksgiving at the Interstate Center, the Baby Folds 32nd Annual Festival of Trees, and 100% of proceeds support local kids and families.
That's great.
I'll tell you what, I use the Festival of Trees every year as my indicator that it is okay to decorate my own house
Yes,
for Christmas. So I
absolutely.
love that it starts a little before Thanksgiving.
I think it sounds like the perfect way to gear up for the holidays.
Right?
Okay, so how far in advance do these tickets go on sale?
So tickets are on sale now.
Now?
If you
Okay, now.
Yes, now's the time.
Okay,
If you
perfect.
go online, you can go to festoftrees.org. Again, festoftrees.org. You can purchase tickets there now,
Okay.
assuming tickets aren't sold out for the gala.
True. This is
So
true.
make sure you're going online purchasing tickets now. But if you're a procrastinator, we love you. We know you. This is a safe space. It's okay. You can get tickets at the door for general admission. I don't know if events will be sold out or not. So if you want that spot, if you know you want to go out, you're going to have a good night, you have a babysitter, get online right now, festivetrees.org, and get your tickets.
So Tori and I love the festival.
Yeah.
We've been multiple times, and we hope to see all of our listeners out there this year having an awesome time for a fantastic cause. And just to help us keep that cause in mind, one of our favorite questions to ask our guests is around stories about ways that you have been personally impacted by your work at the Baby Fold, or a moment or client that particularly moved you. What's keeping you in this work, basically? Would either or both of you have a story that you'd be willing to share with our listeners?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to start. One of our most moving stories, there's countless, but what I think of is a dear friend of mine and a client who entered into the Baby Fold when she was a young mom, and she entered into our Healthy Start program. She needed someone to walk alongside her, introducing her to motherhood and all the questions and the what ifs and everything that you experience. And as she got through Healthy Start with her amazing son, she then almost 20 years later, or over 10 years later, entered into a brand new program at the Baby Fold because God had called her to be a foster parent. She opened up her heart and home with now her teenage son, who she had gotten and been through Healthy Start with, and opened up her home to foster children at the Baby Fold. She started off with 1 or 2 kiddos. She learned that these boys' siblings were in another home, and it was on her heart that she is going to keep this family together. These kids have been through enough. So this single mom of 1 teenage boy turned into a family of 5.
Oh,
And
Overnight.
And invited, I guess it's family of 6. There are four foster kids total. Invited even more of those foster kids into her home, and just like other loving stories, that foster family soon turned into adoption. The Baby Fold was able to be a part of that special day of this single mom turning into a family of 6, actually. And just think of that. You know, you're almost on the way out. You have a teenager, you're doing high school football games, maybe driver's ed. Well, let's get the diapers back out again and start over. And now the final, or one of the next programs that this family is in now, is our post-adoption services. So we're providing services and therapeutic support for her biological son, their entire beautiful adopted family. And that's just one easy, quick story of walking through the array of services that the Baby Fold has. And that's right here in Bloomington-Normal. That's a single mom who made dreams come true for a family of 4 and kept them together.
And Mom, if you're listening, you rock.
no kidding.
It's a beautiful family. I had the opportunity to meet them. So I would say, you know, I don't have the opportunity to work very closely with kids. My job is really to make sure the staff have what they need to do the job, to support the kids and help the kids and families grow. But my why is really about being, and I've already said it, being an adopted child. I mean, to be part of an organization where we are supporting families who have been adopted, and to really be a part of that work. I sit on a couple statewide councils and advisory councils around this type of work we do, and it just, you know, it just fills my cup to be able to give back. You know, this is all I've done for 40 years, and really, my why of doing this work is simply I want to make sure kids have the same opportunity I had to have a better life by being given up for adoption and taken into a family and having the opportunities I've had. So that's why I just am joyful to be part of the Baby Fold and you know, doing everything I can to make sure our staff have the tools and the resources to support those kids and families.
You just said the perfect phrase. Anita and I say often that this work that we're doing to spread the word of nonprofits is filling our cup.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. And that's the perfect note for us to end on. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
For joining us, spreading the important work that you all are doing at the Baby Fold. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
For our listeners, we'll have the links that were mentioned in our show notes, so those will be available to you. We'll also put that phone number in our show notes so that if somebody is seeking services and doesn't really know where to start, you've got a phone number and you can talk to a person at the Baby Fold. So as a reminder, new episodes of the Give Back Girls drop on the second Sunday of every month. So make sure you're following along so you catch the next episode. And before we go, as always, a special thank you to the Illinois State University School of Communication for use of their recording studio and technical engineering and editing services.
And with that, as always, go out and do some good and give back.